Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Valen here from VST Tech. It's been a while as I made my last VST Explainer video, so I decided, hey, let me do another one. The subject for today is going to be a very interesting one, because I'm going to give you guys 15 things that Samsung removed from the current S21 series. S21 means the regular S21, the S21 Plus, and even the S21 Ultra. So believe it or not guys, I was putting down a list and I was able to identify 15 things that are missing from the S9, which you can see here on the screen, from the S10 and from even the S20 series, right? I wanted to do this video in a while because for me that's very important. We need to understand what are we getting and what are we giving away when we are paying this top amount of money. And although Samsung undercut the price a bit for the entry like the S21 compared to the previous generations, right? There are some sacrifices being made. Now this video is going to cover these topics. I will do also another video with all the new things that we are getting in the S21 series, because of course there are some new things, right? Technology develops, some things we need to sacrifice, some things go away, but we gain new things. But hey, this video again is going to be of the 15 things Samsung removed from the current S21. So the first thing we need to address, of course, is the missing charger. So this year when Samsung had the Impact event and they presented the Samsung Galaxy S21 series, we have been made aware that the S21 series will not really come with a charging brick, right? So we can really say goodbye to the charging brick. And actually Samsung were really following the footsteps of Apple, which did the exact same thing when Apple presented the iPhone 12. Now, of course, Xiaomi is doing the same, and probably you're gonna see more and more manufacturers doing exactly the same. Now, we know the official story from Apple. They said that they're doing it for the environment. There was a Q&A on the Samsung press page with Patrick Comet, who is the EVP and Head of Customer Experience Office at Samsung, and he confirmed that other Samsung phones will be ditching the charger as well. So it doesn't really matter if you just buy the most expensive line. If you buy a cheap phone from Samsung, you will not really have the charger. The official statement that they gave is the following. They said that we discovered that more and more Galaxy users are using accessories they already have and making sustainable choices in their daily lives to promote better recycling habits. To support the Galaxy community in this journey, we are transitioning to removal of the charge plug and earphones in our latest line of Galaxy smartphones. We believe that the gradual removal of the charger and the earphones from in-box device packaging can help address sustainable consumption issues and remove any pressure that consumers may feel toward continually receiving unnecessary charge accessories. So what they're saying is that the S21 devices will not get the charger, so this is not in the box. As for the other devices, at some point they'll also lose that. What they put right now in the box is this USB-C to USB-C cable, which is pretty much useless if you don't have a charger like the Samsung one, which has this USB-C on the port. Here, this one is a 25-watt charger. All right, it's just gone. Okay, so this is the first thing that actually Samsung removed. But hey, this reminds me of the second thing that Samsung removed, and this actually is the earphones. So there are no earphones or headphones in the packaging right now. I have one question, guys. All of you, like me, probably are selling your phones after you don't want to use them anymore in the second-hand market. So you would include the charger, the cable, you include also the headphone, and of course the packaging. So that's why I'm not really buying the whole story with reusing all these accessories, because it's clear that at the end of the day, you know, we do need to have a charger in the box, right? And Xiaomi actually did a clever move. They offer you a charger free if you want to get it. If you want to be really environmentally conscious, then you can also drop the charger, right? But hey, this really has to be a decision that we, the user, should make and not Samsung or Apple make for us. Hey, we have an intruder in the video. That's my cat Zahra. She's always doing this when I shoot a video. So there are no headphones in the box. And this immediately guides me to the third thing that actually Samsung removed. There is no headphone jack at all, right? So this here is the S9, guys. And here, just right to the charging port, we have the headphone jack. And guys, let me just remind you, because probably a lot of you might already forgotten how and what is this used for. So let's say I'm just taking here my Shure headphones, right? This here is the headphone. This is the S9. It has the headphone jack. You can plug it there and then boom. You know, we can use this also as a hand-free if you have a microphone, and it works, right? I have also here some other headphones, which are right now from Philips. They have a microphone. I can hook it up and also use this as a hands-free, right? So no headphone jack is been present really on the latest devices, because here down below we just have the speaker grill and the charging port, but no headphone jack. Samsung are not to be blamed because Apple removed the headphone jack and then everybody else followed. But hey, this is the story. So point number one, we don't have a charger in the box. Point number two, guys, we also don't have the headphones, so no headphones included anymore. Point number three, there is no headphone jack in the latest S21 series. And yes, the previous generation S20 series also were lacking the headphone jack. We are going right now to our fourth topic. And the fourth topic is actually the removal of the iris scanner. Yes, actually Samsung had an iris scanner, right? Let me just show you guys something. When you take the S21 and you go into the face recognition, you can open the biometric security and you can actually register your face. We have the front camera here, you can register your face. Every time you unlock your phone with your face, it's gonna work, right? But what happens when we do the same with the S9 phone, all right? This is here the S9. Register face and irises, all right? So when you go to that menu, guys, you're gonna see there is something called intelligent scan. So you can apparently not only register your face, but there is also an iris scanner that is built inside the phone. So the iris scanner has been introduced on the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. It uses your biometric information of your irises to identify you, right? So it's not only your face, it scans your eyes and your iris. It uses biometric information of your irises every time you want to unlock the phone. So it's just not your face, also your irises. And we also know that there are no two irises are alike, which pretty much means that it's very hard to replicate it, right? The iris scanner also continued on the S9 and we have it also on the Galaxy Note 9. And then boom, at some point starting from S10, it just disappeared. And speaking about things that disappeared, we have to go to number 5. So number 5, guys, is really the removal of the heart rate sensor. You might be scratching your head already and just asking yourself, hey, what is VST telling us? Really, the Samsung phones, they had a heart rate sensor? Let me show you guys. That's the S9. Here on the back, just below the flashlight, we have an HR sensor, all right? And let me show you how this works. Open the S Health. Scroll down a bit, go to heart rate, click to measure here, place your finger on the sensor. See what happens? Boom! It's the red light really from the HR sensor. And of course, it's gonna measure. And here it is, guys, 85 BPM. Yet another thing that was removed from the most recent Samsung phones. But wait, there is actually more. Number 6, guys, is actually the removal of the blood oxygen saturation, or the so-called and very famous right now due to the COVID situation, SpO2 measurement, right? And Samsung actually did remove that from the health application. So starting from the health application 6.5, you cannot find here an individual SpO2 measurement. They let us know that you have to do your stress measurement and then inside you'll be able to find information on your blood oxygen levels. But hey, it is still accessible with some other tools. Let me show you. When you open the Fidji one, log in inside the Fidji application, go here, and then you can see there is also the blood oxygen. Now you need to first calibrate it, but then when you hit here check and you put your finger, we see that we have not only the red sensor, which is actually the HR, but also the blue or the white one, which is in fact performing the blood oxygen measurement. So in fact, number 5 is the removal of the heart rate sensor, and number 6 is no blood oxygen saturation measurement. Let me show you. Boom, here it is. We can see I have the heart rate, which is again 84, very close to what I had previously on the S Health. And we have here also the blood oxygen, 97, which is quite okay. So here, guys, we have these two sensors, right? One for the blood oxygen levels and one for the heart rate monitor. Again, gone from the recent versions of the Galaxy. The next step is going to be a very interesting one, and I promise you that as we transition to the camera domain. So step number 7 is the removal of the dual aperture. And we need to understand a bit more here. What is a dual aperture? It is a rear camera feature that was actually introduced for the first time on this very same phone, the Galaxy S9, the S9 Plus, and also the Galaxy Note 9. So actually those phones, guys, the cameras on the back, they had these two f-stop modes. So you can go with f1.5 and f2.4, which actually is different size of aperture, right? The dual aperture camera automatically adjusts to the ambient light. It pretty much works like a human eye. And I can just show you guys, right now we have the f1.5. If I click here, I can change it to f2.4 and you can just see I'm capturing even less light. So f1.5 a bit brighter. When I switch to f2.4, it's gonna get even dark. And we can actually physically see, it really happens here, the magic happens here. Let me just show you guys, right now this is the f2.4. Let me just go to f1.5 Right now, it is the f1.5. Let me show you once again. Just see how open here the aperture is, all right? Then I'm gonna put 2.4 and you see it just closes, right? And this is really a beauty, and a lot of photographers out there really like that functionality. When we are in a bright environment, the lens will automatically go to the f2.4 to make sure that the photo is really clear and focused. If we are in a dim room or dark environment, then the lens opens wide to the f1.5 and it's gonna bring more light to the sensor and really help illuminate the scene before we shoot. So again, the idea is to really have crisp and clear photos. And the beauty of this, guys, you don't really have to think about these things. It really works in an auto mode. So every time you are just using the phone in the auto mode, it will know and it will use the f2.4 or f1.5 based on the lighting scenarios. The dual aperture actually was available not only on the S9, it was then also available on the Galaxy Note 10, on the Note 10 Plus, on the S10e, on the S10, the S10 Plus, the Fold phone, and of course the Note 9, S9, S9 Plus. What happened in the end? Boom, removed. The more we move into the video, guys, I promise it's gonna get really even more interesting. So, step number 8. Step number 8 is focused on the displays. And just see what we have here. This is the S9, this is the S21 Plus. Here we have something called screen resolution. I can click on this one and I can apparently go from FHD Plus to HD Plus or to WQHD. So let me go to WQHD Plus. I will select this really right now the highest resolution, okay? Here, just see, yeah, there is actually nothing because this phone only operates in FHD+. So Samsung was claiming that people were not using this one because, you know, they provided 120 Hz, which you can actually set from here, but the 120 Hz actually only worked on the FHD+, even on the Note 20 Ultra. Now, the very first phone from Samsung that can go to WQHD and also up to 120 Hz is the S21 Ultra, of course, the most expensive one. So if you're getting an S21 or an S21 Plus, you are stuck with the full HD Plus resolution. And yeah, and that's pretty much it, right? This was also used by Samsung to kind of reduce the prices. But again, it is yet another thing that Samsung removed from their most recent phones, because even the S20 series were having the WQHD Plus display. I told you it's gonna get even more interesting. So, step number 9, guys. What do you think could be step number 9? Well, I can actually show you. It's this one thing here, right? Recognize this one? It's the micro SD slot, right? So the S21 series, guys, first Galaxy phone to not feature here a micro SD card. And I know that internal storage is always very fast compared to these slots here, but people love the SD card because you can take 1 terabyte and hook it up your phone, and then boom, you don't really care about storage. You can shoot 4K videos. You can also quite easily put your music there, and again, you can transfer this very easy to your PC, to your Mac, whatever. Right now, yeah, we're just stuck with the storage inside. And Samsung, guys, are offering the S21 Ultra even starting with 128 gigabytes. But the One UI is almost 30 gigabytes, right? So we have like 30 gigabytes already gone from the system. So even if you get the S21 Ultra with 128 gigabytes, you're left with 100 gigabytes internal storage and no option to charge this with the micro SD card. Now for the next thing removed by Samsung, which is actually the 10th thing removed by Samsung, we're gonna go back to the camera domain. Something very important, guys, there is no optical zoom in the S21, S21 Plus, all right? Even in the S9 Plus, there were 2 cameras here, and the second camera was actually providing 2x, which was actually optical zoom. If you take the S21 and you start the camera, you can go here to 3x, it's not bad, but it's only hybrid zoom, which pretty much means that it is digital, right? So although we have a telephoto lens, guys, it is not providing any capabilities for optical zoom. And I did some tests yesterday, so this is a picture shot with this phone with the main sensor, no zoom here, right? This one is with a 3x zoom, it's not bad, but you can definitely see the grain here and you can absolutely tell it is using a digital zoom. So no optical zoom on the S20 and the S21 Plus. The only phone that retains the optical zoom, namely 3x level and 10x level, yeah, guess. I mean, it's the S21 Ultra, the most expensive one. Alright, what is the 11th feature removed from the S21? So let me just change here gears, boom. It is actually the Bixby button. It's right here, right? And I know people do hate the Bixby button, but do you know that there are actually some hacks that allow you to use this button for something else? Now on the S20 phone, we have the volume rocker here, we have power on, and here we don't have anything. For me, this is a removal of a feature because this hardware button, although primarily used for Bixby, which not all people love, right, can also be tweaked to be used by other applications. So one button less, right? What is number 12? I promise you, you're gonna love that one. So just take a look at the phone, see what I'm doing right now. And now wait. All right, this phone received the message, we have the Edge Lightning, we know that. Boom! What is this? Yeah, you are right. The number 12 is removal of the LED notification light. People really hated that one so much that there are some developers that created software to compensate this. So if you want to get a notification LED, of course a software one, on your S21 or S20 phone, you might want to check this video. But hey, this is something very useful, guys. And you know, people are missing functions like this. So no notification LED in the most recent Samsung phones. It's another thing they removed. And now I understand, of course, they're giving us bigger screens. But hey, they probably could have put it into the frame. Anyway, we just know it's not there. So number 12, no LED notification light like we used to have. Alright guys, 4 more to go. What do you think is number 13? Right? Just look at those phones and tell me, what do you think is number 13? Yeah, I can tell you. No screen edges. This here is the S9. See here the screen edge. This here is the S21 Plus. And you know, they are saying that they did it because it's more convenient, and that's true. A lot of people do prefer to have flat screens. Honestly, I prefer the one with the edges, but hey, Samsung kept the edges into the S21 Ultra, and you know why? Because it just looks a bit more premium, maybe even a bit more expensive to manufacture. And of course, they gave us the really flat screen in the S21 and the S21 Plus. So again, it is yet another thing that Samsung removed from the S21 and the S21 Plus. 2 more to go. Number 14. All right, number 14 might be really a shock for somebody, but it is the reality. So apparently the S20 series do not support the MST for Samsung Pay. MST stands for Magnetic Secure Transmission. What does this mean? It means that the Samsung Galaxy S21 series doesn't support magnetic stripe technology, MST, which means that the Galaxy S21 owners should actually only use and rely on the NFC payments. With this phone, you get both, so you can also use MST. Alright, so one thing to be lost again. And we're coming down to the latest feature that was actually removed. Please pause the video and let me know down below in the comments what do you think this might be. I'm gonna wait a bit, okay? I'm hearing you typing, so I hope I'm gonna see you in the comments. So, feature number 15. Feature number 15 to be removed, and this one is a very interesting one. There is no Bluetooth support for ANT+ in the S21 series. And I'll repeat this again because I do understand you're probably not familiar. So there is something called ANT. So what is this ANT+ thing and why does it matter? Let me explain. ANT+ is a wireless technology that allows your monitoring devices to talk to each other, which means that you are a guy into sports and you're wearing a heart rate monitor around your chest. You can synchronize your heart rate monitor wirelessly over the Bluetooth with your phone because your phone supports ANT+. And this is the tricky part here, because both phones are ANT capable. We have the S9 here, ANT capable, yes. S21 Plus, ANT capable, yes. But see here guys, built-in ANT detected, yes. Here, built-in ANT detected, no. This phone, the S21 series, only support ANT+ when you plug it here via USB to go using the USB-C port. And this phone here supports also Bluetooth connection, which means wireless Bluetooth connection to your ANT device. And that's a huge problem. A lot of people that are into cycling are not happy with this because they need to really stack things into their phone to get the sensors work. So yet another thing that has been removed into the recent S21 series. And ANT is not only used for sport, it just gives you guys the most expandable and the most reliable and simplest way to connect devices. This doesn't work anymore on the S21, so you need to use the USB-C port to physically connect ANT devices. Guys, I really hope that you like the idea of the video. 96% of people watching my channel are not subscribed. Please help me change that one. I know you know how to do it. I really hope that you and your families are safe. So yes, please stay safe. And I also hope that you enjoyed watching this video. We're gonna catch up in my next video. With that said, VST over and bye.